Hey guys, welcome back to the Air Crash YouTube channel. On September 2018, Jet Airways forgot to supply pilot oxygen, because of which the passengers are suffocating. We did not even get up from this incident. That a big incident happened with land airline JT610. We have already discussed these two topics in detail. You will get the link in the description. These unusual incidents in the plane raise a question in our minds. If there is any problem in the plane, can that plane be landed safely? If yes, then how? In today's video, we will discuss some such basic controls, which the pilot does during emergency landing. Friends, plane's emergency landing is done for many reasons. It depends on which part of the plane, what and how many problems are there. It is possible that there is a hole in the plane's body, or it is possible that the jet engine is damaged. As happened with U.S. Airways Flight 1549. This plane collides with a flock of birds, because of which both the jet engines catch fire. Then this plane is emergency landed in a river. In today's video, we will talk about A330. The plane's fuel ran out when it was flying above 49,000 feet from the ground. On the 24th of August 2001, an Airbus A330 takes off with 306 passengers. The plane is flying above the Atlantic Ocean at 49,000 feet. At the same time, the pilot learns about the lack of fuel through an alarm. The pilot notices that this Airbus was consuming fuel many times faster than needed. The pilot starts looking for an airport near his location, so that he can land at that airport. A small airport is found on an island about 300 kilometers away, which was built for the Air Force. The plane comes from 49,000 feet to 33,000 feet. And at that time, the distance to the airport is still 120 kilometers. And at this altitude, both the jet engines of the plane stop. If the plane has to land safely, then the plane will have to go 120 kilometers away at any cost. That too without the help of a jet engine. But the problem in this plane was not just that. The jet engine is a primary source of electric power. If all the engines of the plane stop, then the pilot is dependent on APU and RAT. APU is basically a small jet engine that is attached to the tail of the plane. This APU could supply electricity to the plane. But the problem here was fuel. Fuel is required to run the APU, which was not with this Airbus. That's why this APU couldn't be turned on. Now RAT was the only support. If both the jet engines of the plane stop, then RAT starts working automatically. But how? Ram air turbine is basically a turbine, which generates electricity, just like a windmill. Airbus A330 was getting electricity through RAT, which proved to be a boon for it. Because in such conditions, it becomes very important for electricity to be in the plane. The main hydraulic power of the plane, which is flaps, spoilers, brakes and reverse thrust, which helps the plane to slow down during landing. All these systems cannot be used if all the jet engines of the plane stop. The pilot can't even talk to the air traffic controller. In addition to this, the fly-by-wire, which gives input commands to a plane, through side-stick or yoke. Then this command goes to a computer. And this computer controls the plane through the hydraulic system. And in such a situation, these controls cannot be possible without electricity. If for some reason the electricity also stops, then the pilot will have to control it manually. The meaning of manual control is using the power of your hands without the use of hydraulic power to change the direction of such a large plane. In such conditions, a lot of effort will have to be made to change a small direction in the plane. That's why I said at the beginning of the video that, for Airbus A330, RAT's good work was no less than a boon. This plane travels a distance of 120 kilometers in 19 minutes. And lands in the runway at a speed of 370 kilometers per hour. By shutting down the plane's engine, the pilot could not use reverse thrust, which could slow down the speed of the plane. The pilot was only dependent on the brakes of the landing wheels. Due to the small size of the runway, it was very important to slow down the speed of the plane. And for this, the pilot uses the brakes of the landing wheels. And during this emergency landing, all 8 tires of this Airbus burn badly, and in this incident, all passengers' lives are saved. So that's all for this video. If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. And in both cases, subscribe to this channel. Because there is a lot to learn in this channel.